Hey everybody, it's Josh here. Um, First I want to start off by saying, well, sorry about the crow in the background, but that adds a little bit of character to the video, I guess. You know, it, it gets me thinking about when I started doing videos, and I used to get really distracted by, people or cars would drive by or whatever, and I wasn't very good with the whole camera thing. And thinking back, listening to yourself, I've heard people say, it's so weird to watch yourself talk. I sound weird or I look weird on camera, but for me, I'm just used to it because I've been doing this, for about a year now, and I've become very comfortable with the camera. And it's funny that just as I become comfortable with the camera, I decided that I'm probably going to switch out to some sort of a podcast. I'm not very technically savvy when it comes to the internet world, and I don't have very much time to do these things. To an outsider, it may seem like I do these videos and I have all this time. The truth is, I usually have to rush to do one in the morning before work, and in the evening I'll try to get a couple minutes while the kids are taking a nap. But generally, I don't really have that much time to actually make videos, and especially not to edit. And the only reason I answer comments is because I feel like I'm obligated to. I want to. That's what I do this for, is the comments. So we can discuss issues about life and figure out what it's all about. And through this process of YouTube, I've kind of been asking myself exactly what I'm trying to attain. I mean, I've changed my cover video a few different times, as my tastes change, as my goals change. And there was a period where I just wanted to wake people up, and all I wanted to do was make people aware of all the harsh things that are happening. This is when I was younger. This is far before YouTube. All I wanted to do was go around and tell everybody how the government was cheating them, and taxation was a ripoff, and we're all in this slavery state. And I went on about this for about 10 years, and realized in the end that I was wasting my time and others. Yes, you need to wake up to the corruption, but what do you do with it? And that leads me to really the subject. The main subject of this video that I wanted to attack, which was, that very idea of what are you learning and how is it benefiting you? And this is why I think I'm deciding to do a podcast, but I want to ask the people, what do you want? And I know what a lot of people want. They want stories that are really moving or very intensely antagonistic. Some people want to hear the bad news. I'm not talking about that kind of news. I'm not talking about what's wrong with the world. I want to make a podcast that tackles what's right with the world and how we can better ourselves and better the world we live in. And I have to have a way to do that, and a subject matter in order to do that. And I think it'll be much easier for me to do those because I can hold a voice recorder. I've never edited any of my videos down, and I've noticed people who do, they can really condense their stuff down. I need to get a voice recorder so I can, record, parts and portions and then kind of put pictures. I found this seems to be a much more adequate route than sitting there and looking at the camera. So, in that sense, I wanted to tie this into my subject, which was what exactly, what is something that's important to learn. I've been listening to this Greek philosophy lecture. I'm honest, my second one, it was like 30 hours long, and it dealt with everything. Everything Greek, and I've been learning a lot about Aristotle and even Pythagoras, which I believe was from Italy. But during those times when, the philosophers came about, there was this notion that they could better mankind, through learning things. And when they compared it to today in this lecture, he was saying, look at all the colleges today, and a person might say, look at what we have around us. Look at all these colleges and universities. Look at how much better we're doing. But then he mentioned something like there's even a class at the college to learn about Marilyn Monroe, or there are classes that are useless. So going to school doesn't necessarily ensure that you're learning anything that's going to benefit you or mankind or the world you live in any way. Therefore, the ultimate goal of learning should be to gain the knowledge. You should never have anything else in mind. You should not be learning in order just to be better than someone at something or to prove that you know something. We know that we should be learning in order because we love the knowledge, and this is philosophy. Philosophia is love of knowledge, love of wisdom. But not everybody is very interested in learning these things. And the question always has to come back to, does the knowledge suit you by itself? Does the knowledge itself help you, or does it help you to learn something else that will help you? And that's something to consider. How does the knowledge itself help you directly, not indirectly? An example would be if you learn a trade, you're learning how to do something. You're learning, taking a college course in how to be an economics major, or how to be a CEO, and then you go out and you actually apply that. But that wisdom doesn't help you unless you're physically doing something. And there are many more people who could more eloquently word these phrases, and there are many terms for them. But that's, in essence, we all want to believe that the knowledge that we have is useful. But when people rush home to turn the news on so they can learn absolutely nothing of value, or about what's going on this week in the news, these aren't valuable things. Therefore, what society deems these days to be awake or aware is watching the news, knowing what's going on in the world, even though that doesn't really benefit you in any way. So my thought is, I'm going to this year. I go to Soak every year, and it's a Burning Man event that takes place in Portland, and it's the Portland Man version of Burning Man. It's very fun, and it's very. I go there with people sometimes. Sometimes I go by myself. Last time I went by myself, and it's a time for me to bond with people that are of like minds. And they're very, very, very many kind people, Burning Man style people, the good people who really want to make a difference. And people don't understand who haven't been there, but these are people who dedicate their time, and their own money and resources all year long to put on a good show to help people to have fun rather than to make a profit. There's no money involved in this. You can't sell anything there. You can't buy anything there. So this year I've decided I'm putting up a philosophy tent, because you can have a theme camp. So my camp's theme is going to be the philosophy tent. I'm going to put up a large tent. I'm going to have it couches in it, and I'm going to set up like some nice wood panels and bookshelves and stuff and make it fun. And I'm still open to ideas. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do it, but I was going to have little areas about, like a circle. Join the circle and contribute to a particular subject. Kind of move the subject around. I think that would be a good fun. Anyway, I guess that's all I've really got to say about this particular subject. That what I've learned that's helped me in life is to make sure that the things that I'm learning are helping me. But I have, like Aristotle, an addiction to knowledge, an addiction to wisdom. It's what I desire to have. See, a lot of people want the wisdom in order to obtain something in particular. And this, for me, is not the goal. I just want to obtain it. And there may be some who want to obtain it in order to show others up, and that's not my goal either. I just like learning, and along the way I'd like to apply that knowledge to try and help others in any way I can. And so I don't know. What do you guys think? If I were to do a podcast, I don't know what type of a subject matter I would really include. I wouldn't want to make it some boring thing. I don't want to have expectations. Let's put it that way. Because when expectations are put upon you to produce interesting subjects, then your quality suffers of your material. And I shift around a lot, so I don't know. I'll put some further thinking into it and see if I'm going to do it or not. I might just step away for a while, or I might just keep doing YouTube. I just don't know. But I've met some really good people on here, and I don't intend to go anywhere because I want to keep discussing these fun issues with you guys. You're awesome. Peace.